You ever wonder why we're here? It's one of life's great mysteries, isn't it?
If you're gonna say that your engine, Geoff, what type of car would your engine be? The rhythm of. What car are you? And would I find you in your yard if I dug deep enough? How far would I have?
That's a heavy question to ask somebody.
What type of engine are they?
What kind of car?
What type of car they are? Yeah.
What kind of car? Hold on a second. Hello and welcome to another episode of KFace, episode 155. My name is Geoff Ramsey. With me, as always, Gavin Free, Andrew Penton. What kind of car are you?
I thought this was 154.
It is 154.
154.
What did I say?
I think 5.
Hello, welcome to the KFace podcast. My name is Geoff Ramsey. Is with me, as always, Gavin Free, Andrew Penton. This is episode 154. Let's go. What kind of car are you?
Are you asking the audience or are you asking one of us?
I'm asking you.
Oh, asking me? I don't know. Is a golf cart a car?
A golf
Is that a
cart?
vehicle?
Sure. Yeah.
Sure. I think
it's
I'm
a
a golf
car
cart.
in GTA. Yeah. Sure.
I think I'm a golf cart.
Okay. And
I feel good about
Eric,
that.
what kind of car are you?
I am a 1972 Chevy Nova matte black.
You wish.
That's me.
That's a pretty fucking nice car, dude.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
If I had all the money in the world, like it was no object, that's the car I would buy. I have a whole thing where if I was like super, super rich, I would buy 100 of those and I would drive them off a cliff every day and jump out and parachute down to safety and then have a helicopter pick me up. I have like a whole plan. I have like a whole plan for like what I'd listen to and like how it would go.
That's great.
Oh, yeah.
Gavin, what type of car are you?
Probably a Reliant Robin.
Reliant Robin.
Can you
Yeah,
send us
3
what-
wheels.
Upload a
What
photo.
is a
so we can see
Reliant
it?
Robin?
It's the 3-wheeled one, right? Where that always
Yeah.
tilts when you turn too fast.
Oh yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, they don't actually roll over. You have to like kind of mess with them to make them do that. But yeah.
You're not feeling like you're more of a rugged Robin?
I like a rugged Robin. It's
Oh, it's
the
gone.
military version.
If we ever have a face car, can it be that?
That's pretty cool.
That's incredible. It's so cool. And the bonus part is that you look so cool in it. You can be cool. Geoff, don't you think that could be you?
I wish. I don't think I'm cool. That's definitely Gavin. That's which personality is that, Gavin? Who's
Oh, that's definitely Errol's car. Mine's
that's Errol's car? Okay.
I would say I get out of the Reliant Robin and Errol gets into the rugged Robin.
And Nick, what kind of car are you?
Oh, God, I wish I had something that cool. I have the 1967 Ford Mercury Cougar.
That's such a
pretty
nice
cool
car.
too. That's a
Classic,
cool car.
baby.
What is the
All
car
right.
that Charlie Sheen went into when he got killed? When he died? In the,
Wait, what?
was that?
In a
What car
movie.
was that? It's a movie. It's like The Spirit, maybe. What's that movie called? It's a great dumb
is it
movie.
Like the Phantom?
The Phantom.
Wrath?
That sounds right.
Is it the Wrath?
Yeah.
Isn't it
the Wraith? The Wraith.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's the Wraith.
Yeah.
Where Charlie Sheen dies and then
Well-
he possesses a car and he
Yeah.
gets revenge on the people that killed him.
It's
What
so
car is
cool.
that? That's a
Oh.
great
Shit,
car.
Futurama.
He should possess a Rolls Royce Wraith.
I don't think it's that. Have you not seen this movie? Anybody here
No.
outside of Eric?
Oh,
No.
I definitely. Oh man, this movie.
It's
rips,
so good.
dude.
It's
so
great.
Should we put it on the list?
I think
I
it's in
don't-
contention.
I don't know that it's a list. It could be a list movie. It's
Why
pretty
not?
cool. But
What is that?
I'm not saying we should watch it, but I think it's definitely on the list. It's
Yeah,
worth talking
it's-
about at some point.
It's so sick.
It's
Like,
such a dumb movie.
It is. It's real fucking dumb. It's like real fucking dumb. It's.
I never heard of that movie.
Yeah.
I would love to throw down a cool car, like maybe like even the car I drive. But if I'm being honest with you guys, I think I'm this.
I
think I'm a
Station
Jeep.
wagon.
I think I'm a Jeep
I like
Grand Wagoneer with wood paneling.
With wood paneling, I think
The
it's
wood
definitely the
paneling
wood
is key.
paneling, man.
Yeah.
yeah,
Absolutely.
I think that's
Sturdy wood paneling.
a lot of room in there.
Were you in a lot of those as a youngin?
No more than anybody else, but I have been in them before. I definitely
okay.
am extremely fond of that car.
Is there a car that you, when you think about being a kid and being driven around, like going to like do errands with your parents or whatever, is there a car that like you identify that with? Like it's like very like tied to you being in like the back seat or like the front seat?
Yeah.
Vauxhall
Yeah.
Astra.
A what?
A Vauxhall Astra.
What
A
is
Vauxhall Astra?
Let me find
What?
the picture.
Yeah, you need to send one. Vauxhall?
Vauxhall.
Vauxhall?
Here we
Dude,
go.
I think me and Nick are talking about like the same car. It is like a mid 80s. Oh, whoa, Gavin, that is
Oh.
Yeah, imagine that, but like a navy blue.
yeah.
That was also where I gained all of my love for the 80s because it was all that my parents had on tape. It was just 80s music.
This is, I mean, yeah, like me and Nick said pretty much the same car. It's a mid 80s Honda Civic 4-door sedan. And
Yes.
you're thinking Honda Civic like it will be, oh yeah, you know, like an early 2000s Honda Civic. No. They used to be very different cars. And that is like where I gained consciousness. Like I became sentient in the backseat of 97, an 87 Honda Civic.
Oh.
I would have to say this car. A 1972 Ford Courier pickup. That's what I would say.
Awesome.
Wow, that's so
That is
American.
a good one. God, yeah, that's
my
so
dad
American.
drove one of those.
God,
That actually
wow.
that car became a hand-me-down to me. It was my first car when I turned 16, and it was awesome. Except that the driver's side door fell off, so my dad had it. My dad had it hooked up so you couldn't open the driver's side door. It was held on with a twisted coat hanger, and so you had to get in through the passenger side. And by the time it got to me, the floorboard on the driver's side had completely fallen through, so you couldn't drive it in the rain, or you would get splashed mercilessly.
That's so good.
So there you go.
What about you, Andrew?
I'm terrible with car names. So it's my childhood car that I think about is very similar to sort of what you, like the color that you posted with like the body of what Eric posted. I wish
Okay.
I knew. Maybe I'll do some research on this. Figure that out. But wow, what an unexpected turn. What cars we are. I love that if your car, you essentially were driving in a Flintstones vehicle, it sounds like, Geoff, where you just put your feet through the bottom.
yeah.
Push.
Did you ever Flintstone it?
No, I never did. I was, there was a girl on my street who I was friends with who would sometimes get a ride to school with me. And she was so embarrassed to ride in my car that we worked it out ahead of time. She was like, I'll ride to school with you, but when we get to the school, I get to lay my head down and nobody gets to see me in the car. And she would hide in my truck on the way to school every day as soon as we got close to the high school, just so nobody saw her get in and out of my car.
Well, I hope it wasn't raining because it sounds like she gets puddled in the face if she was leaning down too hard.
I took the bus on rainy days.
That's fantastic.
Do you want to see a thing that I've got?
I would love to see a thing that
I've got some found footage.
What? Oh my God. He's streaming. He's going, we got to watch like a live feed. I thought you were just going to have like a clip.
It is, but it's bigger than 25 megs, so we
Okay.
still don't have nitro.
Oh, this looks like
Well,
old found footage.
we went over this. Eric won. We don't need nitro.
Well,
Yeah,
you
I
can
win.
win if
Don't
it's
worry about
video.
it. Yeah,
All right.
Well, no, Geoff just posted like 3 videos, but it's fine.
I win.
Can everyone see this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is footage from 2008, almost 15 years to the month ago. Here we
Okay.
go.
Okay, it's raining. Are you filming?
No, my friend is filming this.
Okay.
Look at your fucking bow chicka bow out.
Oh! Oh! This is your character.
This is Stewart the Bumbling Customer.
What is Stewart looking for here? Was there any?
This is awesome. It's so, Gavin, you're like Mr. Bean. This is fucking great. This is so fucking funny, dude. This is so. You're so like. The way you're doing it is so like nonchalant. This is so good.
Well, Gavin's from the same town as Mr. Bean, so maybe it's like a local thing.
Wow.
Oh, we got a different shirt. This is a completely different store.
Yeah, this is actually 3 different days. Apparently, I had a Bow Chicka Bow Wow shirt, a Griffball shirt, and I think this is a shirt for Jason Saldana's old band.
Visitors, yeah.
Wow.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
Oh man.
I never want to see Stewart the Bumbling Customer in a store in person, but watching the footage of him was thrilling.
He's a real
I
pain in the ass.
found so much joy there.
And
That was awesome.
it's quite early, Stewart. I would say Stewart escalated the antics as the years went on
Really?
until he died maybe a couple of years later.
Wow.
He died.
Yeah, we need to get the tombstones. We talked about this. We got to find a grave spot for Stewart and Errol.
Yeah, I'll try and find some more, Stewart. I bet there's a ton more.
That was a great video.
That was an awesome video, Geoff.
Did you guys see the video that was sent to us earlier in the week?
No.
You didn't? No, you did. You absolutely saw it. You commented on it. You're the only one that commented on it. TPG emailed us something and a video. One of the best videos I've seen in a long time. It made my night. I don't know if we want to. It would be a pain in the ass to insert the audio of it, but what a video.
It is.
Yeah.
It's called a spring guy. And
Let's,
it can be viewed here.
Yeah, I talked to him about it ahead of time. He's fine with us using.
Oh, you talked to him about it?
You guys ready?
Yeah, let's watch
1 minute
this.
and 10 seconds.
This is from
audience.
TPG, a spring guy.
I used to be a real summer guy. I used to be a real winter kid. But now that I'm back in the Northeast, I think I'm really becoming a spring guy. You see, there's something wonderful about spring. Looking at all the little leaves coming back. Oh, look, my grass is still there. It's just a thrill. It's got me thinking a lot about the seasons. It's got me thinking a lot about weather. And I asked myself the other day when I was walking, checking out trees, are sunsets and sunrises weather? Are they no different than a rainstorm? After all, what is weather if not nature's majesty? So my question for you bros, are sunsets or sunrises weather? Like rain? Does it even matter?
Does it even matter? That's a great way to end it. So people just listening to audio, it was a slow pan of a sunset of trees.
That's like the ending of a John Hughes movie.
It does have very strong John Hughes vibes.
I love that he just makes these and sends them to us sometimes.
It made my evening. I was so happy to see it. It was so good. And I think it's an important thing to answer.
Yeah, and I commented on the unlisted
did.
YouTube link, so the only comment was from the slow-mo guy's account saying, "Yeah, dude."
So,
Is
sunsets and sunrises weather or no?
I don't think so. I don't think that's how that works.
No, not at all.
Yeah, definitely not. But
No, not even close.
but I would say a good sunset is weather.
Yeah.
So a regular sunset is not weather, but a good sunset is weather.
Well, the act of the sun setting isn't weather because it happens every day for everyone. But sometimes there's just some gnarly cloud in front of it, the oranges and the reds.
That's not weather, dude. That's
not
just
weather.
gravity. That's
Cloud is weather.
But that's not the sunset. That's cloud. The cloud
the
is
cloud.
the weather.
The cloud
but
is separate
the
from.
the sun setting is different to the total sunset. The
Dude,
sunset
that's like saying, is a frog
vista.
a car? Because they both go.
This is great. A frog isn't a car, but if it is on top of a car, then it may in fact be a car.
I mean,
is what
I
you're
just
saying.
think Tim had a great point where if what is weather if not nature's majesty?
Yeah, it's great. That's fantastic.
Did you consider that?
No, I
I
didn't.
hadn't considered.
It's a great counterpoint. I think my favorite counterpoint is, does it even matter? I don't think it does.
This is truly A video created a man going by a man going stir crazy with 3 small children in a home in the American Northeast. Like he is going nuts inside of a house and going, "What is weather? Is it sunset?"
This is what happens when you have kids and live in the cold.
Oh, it genuinely brought me so much joy to see that. I get so excited whenever we get a TPG email and a video. Oh, it was so good.
Dude, that was brilliant.
I like that the email was just called a spring guy and started with hi bros.
I gotta say, man, there is nobody else, at least in my experience, in my 47 years on Earth, I've never met anybody else quite like TPG.
No.
He is in every way a snowflake. He is individual. Man.
I knew that I was really on to someone different when I heard that sometimes he talked to Gavin and Gavin liked him.
Yeah. That's true. That's like the highest bar to set. Yeah.
I felt the same way because he's someone who has to like bug me a lot about various brand stuff. And that's never a great relationship between anyone. And for some reason, me and him, it just works.
It's great.
He's great.
He's so good.
He's
It's
fantastic.
so good.
I wonder if he knows how unique he is.
I think he does.
Hell of a guy.
You that slow, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I went to rewatch that video last night, and I didn't expect that, and it cracked me up once again. I laughed so hard seeing your comment.
Oh, that's brilliant.
He is great. That is great.
Hey, I've been trying a new thing that I wanted to bring up to you guys, and then I wanted to see if you also had any interest in trying it.
Okay.
Just to see like what the differences would be. So I've been, I used to have a lot of my ideas in the shower, but for whatever reason I don't anymore. And then I had a period in my life where I would wake up at like 4 a.m. with an idea and I'd have to write it down, and I don't do that anymore. But now I find I have most of my like ideas for stuff right after I wake up in the morning. So this week I've made it a point to write down the first thing I think of when I wake up in the morning. Like my phone is next to me in my bed. And so the second I wake up and I realize I'm awake, I pick up my phone and then I write down the first thing that comes to my mind. Waking thoughts, yeah. And so I've got 4 for you I was going to share. Then I was going to see if you guys wanted to go ahead and try.
Yes.
If you wanted to try it as well. Okay. My first thought I had this on Monday morning when I woke up. The first thing that came into my mind was, I wish my nickname was T-Bone. And if it was, I would get a tattoo of a T-bone. And then I thought, if I get the tattoo of a T-bone, can I backdoor into the nickname?
Well, you think so, Eric? Because Geoff has so many tattoos. I feel like it would be
Geoff,
it
if
has
you
to
get a
be
T-bone
very
tattoo and
distinctive.
you want me to start calling you T-Bone, I'm in.
I think I do. I think I want to be called T-bone. I don't know why.
What about G-Bone?
That's exactly what I was going to say, Gavin.
It can morph into G-bone, which got me thinking. And this now I'm going to take a bit of we're going to take a bit of an aside for a second. Have you guys, if you guys could pick your own nickname, what would you pick?
Oh man,
you don't have to answer right now. It could be it could be homework, but because I want you want to think, because this is how you're choosing to self-identify to people for the rest of your life. So, like, what would you determine your nickname to be? Just something to think about, maybe for
it's not going to be Raymond. Not that much. Cross that off the list.
Yeah, I don't think I'd go with Errol.
Yeah.
Like, people call you Gavino, and Millie spent her entire childhood calling you Gaver. But, like, if you got to pick, what would you call yourself?
I feel like it's so tough to come up with a nickname for yourself that's a good one.
Yeah.
Like the G-Bone. A T-bone scenario. That's a very rare occurrence.
I feel like you guys were throwing out like, Raymond and Errol and like regular names, but like you wouldn't go with something like Taskmaster. You know what I mean? Like you wouldn't go like way further.
I think, I don't know. That example specifically feels tough. I mean,
so it should be along the lines of T-Bone.
Along the lines.
Yeah, or like whatever. Like I knew a guy in high school everybody called prime rib. It doesn't have to be steak related, but like although I realized I was about to say I knew a guy in high school everybody called him Meat. And like, that's a good nickname. Hey, what's up, Meat?
Why were all of your dudes just like one word, like
I don't know,
like porch and meat?
Well, I wasn't friends with Porch. Porch scared the hell out of me. Fester.
Do you
Those
think
are just all people that
Fester-
beat me up in the past?
Do you think Fester or Porch have messaged you on Facebook in the last 10 years?
I don't think Fester and Porch know my name, and I hope they don't. I also don't know if either of those dudes are still alive, to be honest with you. They look like they were living pretty hard and fast and rough. Okay. Well, anyway, something to think about. The Tuesday morning, the first thing I thought of when I woke up is all exit signs should be changed to just say leave. I don't know why. That was the first thing that popped into my head is like, I would rather see a sign that says leave than exit. I feel like it's more, it's got more punch to it.
An emergency
More
leave?
characters.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like emergency lever.
Yeah.
Pull something like that. I like that. I like that combination.
On Wednesday, my first thing that popped into my head was just hot dogs. Just hot dogs.
Really?
Not eating them, not making them, just them. Just thinking of a hot dog in a bun. That's what I woke up thinking about. I wasn't even really craving them. Just hot dogs.
Hot dogs. I had a hot dog issue happen recently. There's a food truck festival that happens like once a month that I get excited to go to. And there's this barbecue one that's great. And the first time I went to it, they had hot dogs. And so I wanted to try the hot dog. And I typically only like ketchup on my hot dog, I'd say, generally. And I know in Chicago, there's that place that like they hate you if you ask for ketchup. I don't remember what that store is called, but I've created this in line for the hot dog. I created this scenario in my head where because they're barbecue people, they would share the same opinions and they would look down upon me if I asked for ketchup on my hot dog, but I don't like anything else on it. So I just planned on ordering it plain was my workaround. And so I got to the front and they're like, what do you want? And I was like, I'll have a plain hot dog, please. And the woman behind the counter looked visibly alarmed. It was so much worse than if I would have just said ketchup. And she was like, you want a plain hot dog? And I was like, yep, plain hot dog, please. And she's like, okay, plain hot dog. And so they made it. And then the guy went to give it to me and he's like, so you don't even want like ketchup on this? And at that point, I was so committed to the plain hot dog. I just planned on putting ketchup on it when I got home. I was like, nah, just plain. I'll keep it plain. So I went with the plain hot dog out of fear they would think I was weird or like would look down upon me for the ketchup. And it was so much worse. They thought I was truly a psychopath for ordering. There was so much judgment. I did. And my attempt to avoid being the weird guy, I was in fact the weird guy with my hot dog, my plain hot dog.
I went to Kentucky recently with Dan and we just went to a restaurant that was like walking distance from a hotel, which I feel like everywhere I go that's like that, I end up walking down a big like grass berm with just like a highway next to it. But we ended up at this restaurant. Dan got some fries and then he was like, yeah, can I have some mayo? And the woman just like looked so confused and then walked away to get some. And then halfway to like the kitchen, she turned around and came back and was like, I'm sorry, yeah, I'm just going to go and get you your mayo, but I have to ask, like, what's it for? And Dan was like, I'm put on my chips. And she was like, okay. And then I think she was like at her core, deeply disturbed by the idea of dipping your chips in ketchup. I mean, in mayo.
Yeah, the American South doesn't do that.
Yeah, it's a pretty popular thing in England.
I think it's probably more accessible in North America, like North America too. I think it's more common, but it is definitely it's ketchup or nothing in the South, pretty much for
My kind of place. Sounds like big ketchup guy.
The last thought I had, I woke up this morning and the first thing that popped into my head. This was a more complicated thought, so I guess I'm getting better at capturing my actual my deeper thoughts. Do you know how the Inuit have 50 words for snow?
Yeah.
I feel like face we're developing that many words for fucking up. With salad creaming and gregging and face, it's like I feel like we're zeroing in where we're gonna develop like 50 different ways, like intricate ways to describe exactly the way a person fucks up.
Yeah, we should count. How many do we have?
At least 3, but I bet there's more.
I mean, we got Wilford Brimley. We got Brimleying it.
We got Brimleying it. That's 4. Yeah.
Yeah, there's probably twice as many as we can initially think of. The history of this show.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
good call.
The audience will fill it in on us. But anyway, that's something to think about. We're we're really dialing in.
I wrote one down the other morning. This was also like right after I woke up, and I don't really know why I wrote it in my face notes because I just don't know what context this would be brought up. I just wrote, "There's money in the Leaf game." I think what I was thinking is, how have so many people gotten so rich by just selling leaves, like just shit that like lettuce. Like the amount of different leaf industries that there are is unbelievable. Almost every plant you can sell.
So you're saying that maybe we should get out of Jeff's idea of poison, doing the next poison, and maybe we need a leaf is the direction we should go in. There might be more success in leaves.
Yeah, I think I was just like thinking of the supermarket and how much of it is you're buying different leaves.
And that sort of connects to Jeff's leave sign. I think this is all. I think we need to pursue the leaf thing. There's something in the air with leaves.
Right next to leave is leaves, and it's like one door to get out, one door to salad.
Can we maybe instead of having signs that just say leave, maybe they need to be universal because not everybody speaks English. Maybe it should just be a picture of a leaf.
And that should be the
And that's
universal
how you
symbol
know
for get out.
For exit, yeah.
It makes sense though, because outside is leaves.
Exactly.
Does it make sense?
It's where they naturally live.
What do you mean, Andrew?
I think if you put a sign of a leaf over a lot of doorways, I don't think people are going to interpret that as leaves.
This way to leave?
Yeah, Nick
and
is
I don't think they're autofilling all
This
that.
is genius.
Nick is right because there's that like Nick just put it in the chat. Make like a tree and leave. It even makes more sense.
I'm such a big fan of a thought process that is 4 steps removed from what the initial thing is, so no one could really follow the logic, but you could kind of see how they got there almost.
Well, why don't we?
This is
at
truly that.
RTX just put up a load of. I'm sure this complies with code. Cover up all the exit signs with leaves and see what happens.
Well, listen, in the museum, we can do that. We can control the museum. I was thinking, you know what else we should do in the museum? We should hang no scrumping signs everywhere.
Yeah. It's important.
Not as a part of the display, but as a like, hey, keep your fucking hands to yourself. No scrumping.
But isn't scrumping just apples?
Yeah, but we got to make sure. You never know. You got to make sure.
In face lore, it could be anything. Scrumping is now synonymous with stealing in general, I think.
Got
us.
it. Okay.
Oh man,
We could try and get that on the code of conduct for the convention.
Oh, that's a very good idea.
No
Let me
scrumping?
pop
That is
into.
a great idea.
Yeah, let me get into a Slack conversation real quick because I'm going to throw that at him and be like, hey, make sure this is in there. Thank you.
Yeah.
I've been.
Hey, Gav, can I ask you a question for some advice? Do you know how like you're from it's okay.
Yeah.
You know how you're from England and when you're in England, you shit better than when you're in America? And you always talk about how like when you come to America, your shits are like way worse. I'm going to Italy for vacation next week. And I'm going to be there for a couple weeks. And I got to thinking, how are Italian shits? Because you spend a lot of time there too. Like, will my shits be different in Italy, do you think?
Well, here's the thing, and this might be just for me. My Italian shits are absolutely horrendous, and I think it's because as I get older, I'm losing cheese. I think I'm becoming more and more allergic to dairy. Every time I eat cheese now, it never agrees with me.
And you eat cheese constantly in Italy.
Well, you know, it's in like a
Everything,
carbonara or like a pizza, or it's just sometimes you just have cheese.
So I need to look forward to really bad shitting in Italy.
I would prepare for it, yeah.
I was hoping you'd be like, oh, no, it's even better than England. You're going to have like tiny baby shits. And I was going to be like, oh, great, I'm going to get like a 2-week vacation from my own butthole. But I guess not.
Yeah, I wouldn't prepare for that.
It sounds like you need to bring your shitting shades. You need to because it sounds like it's going to be a terrible time. You need something to counter that. Nothing better than the shitting shades to counter the bad shits.
I will definitely bring my shitting shades. So even if I'm miserable, I'll at least look good doing it.
Do you think we could petition Italy to change their flag to the image that Eric just posted?
The hand.
The pinched fingers hand.
The pinched fingers hand.
What's up with that? What's wrong
Absolutely.
with that? You like it?
Oh,
man.
Have you ever been to Italy, Eric?
No.
That's 100% real.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like you'd see like two Italian men getting into it. That is happening on both sides.
It's pretty, I like it. You guys just started talking about Italy, and I immediately started going, ooh, gotta find a pinchy fingers. Got it.
I think it could be a flag. Canada has a maple leaf. Why can't Italy have the pinching fingers thing? Leaf! Maple leaf! Oh! Leaves!
There you go, money in the
dude.
Leafs.
More leaves!
I went to an Austin FC game like a week ago, and we played Vancouver, and they did the Canadian national anthem before the American national anthem, and they had the Canadian flag up, and it really kind of struck me like, oh, there's just like a leaf on this thing.
Yeah. Yeah, we just got a
It's
leaf on.
Like I
It's
knew
central.
it, like like intellectually, something, but then like
Sure.
it sort of like dawns on you. It just,
I guess.
it was very weird. It was just like, huh.
As someone who lives in Canada, it's very jarring for you to say. It would be like for me saying to you, I was at a game and I realized the American flag has stars on it. Like it's just it's a staple. It's the central part.
But that's the thing, like, if you would say that to me, I would know what you meant, because I'd be like, oh yeah, I guess I really never thought about how they are stars. Like, that's a weird shape. That would be like, oh yeah, it's just triangles. like that's a weird thing to have. It's just strange. Like, not most flags are just colored stripe blocks.
What if the Italian flag just had 50 tiny pinch finger gestures on it? I think that's the best of all worlds. It's
Like
great flag.
each region of Italy.
And you put them on different sides, so it's like they're facing each other. So it's like an argument on the flag. It's great.
It really lets you know what you're getting into going to Italy.
Yeah. Should just be a bunch of pinch fingers and like a volcano in the middle. I didn't realize until I probably was a teenager when I realized that the Union Jack isn't symmetrical, and I hate looking at it now. It really pisses me off.
Wait,
I don't think
wait,
I've
wait.
ever-
What do you mean it's not symmetrical?
Let me
I think
paste
the
it.
lines are not equal, right?
It's to the
a
left,
little off.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck?
Like you can have it the wrong way round, and then you're like, oh shit, which way? The top right one has to be high, and the bottom.
What?
That kind of
I've never
sucks.
What? That's dumb. Why wouldn't they just be in the middle?
Yeah, I don't know. It was extra annoying when Rooster Teeth made the Vav shirt, because it was like a Union Jack I think it was in a V shape, but it looks so wrong because half of it, like one of the lines is like missing on one side. Super annoying. Pisses me off all the time. Thankfully, if you live in England, you don't really see it that much because
Right.
we don't put our own flag up everywhere.
Jeff, do you have any flag complaints or flag thoughts that you had waking up this week?
No, those were all the thoughts I had this week. I feel like I haven't thought about flags a lot since our flag era.
I'm excited to do the morning exercise of that. I've been trying to think of like what I've been thinking about. The only thing I could think of is where's the icing? That would have been one of the mornings.
Yeah,
if I
that
was
could be
doing
one.
this
Yeah,
exercise.
just like the first thing, because you don't really think about it when you're waking up. You're like, I'm awake, and then you're like, and then it's just like you get flooded with real thoughts, but also just nonsense that's like hangover, like leftovers from a dream or whatever, and it's just like it's just interesting to see.
I'm gonna get a pad for my bedside.
It's fun. You should do it. You ever ask yourself, what's HelloFresh? Thank God you came here, because I have the answer for you. It is a farm-fresh, pre-portioned, ingredient-filled, seasonal recipe delivery system that jams it right up your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store. It sucks. It smells. People are rude. They're bumping into you left and right. They're squeezing the melons. It's disgusting. And you can count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy. Cooking sucks. Not anymore. HelloFresh made it fun and affordable, and that's why it's America's #1 meal kit. All you other meal kits, get to the back of the line, because your number, who cares? Did you know the flavor is in full bloom at HelloFresh? Did you know flavor blooms? Apparently it does. And you can enjoy the taste of spring with chef-crafted recipes featuring ripe, always ripe. You don't want them overripe. You don't want them underripe. Seasonal ingredients delivered right to your door. They know where you live. HelloFresh does more than just delicious dinners. It also lets you pick from 40 weekly recipes. That's insane, because there's only 7 days in a week. How are you going to eat all 40 recipes? You're not. But you can also choose from over 100 items to round out your order. Everybody loves snacks, right? I like to snack. You like to snack. Snacking is essential. It's an essential part of the day. Easy lunches to desserts. Dessert. With pantry necessities. Everything arrives in your box on a delivery day that you choose. Imagine you choose when the mail comes to you. It's insanity. And hey, no worries if you're not a pro in the kitchen. Neither is this idiot. But HelloFresh's foolproof recipes arrive pre-portioned and easy to prepare in just a few steps. And everybody likes taking steps. So go to HelloFresh.com/Face16 and use code FACE16 for 16 free meals plus free shipping. Wow. That's HelloFresh.com/Face16 using code FACE16 for how many? I already told you, 16 free meals plus free shipping. That's HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. Hey, you. Yeah, everyone. I'm talking to all of you. We wanted to take a moment to remind you. Now I'm not talking to him or her. I'm talking specifically to you. We want to remind you that RTX 2023 is happening this July 7th through this July 9th. That includes July 8th. You're getting the 7th, you're getting the 8th, and you're getting the 9th. All in July, all in Austin, all 2023. It's our favorite time of the year where we get to interact with all the amazing people that give us the opportunity to make all of this mediocre content. It is a celebration of all things Rooster Teeth. Whee! With panels, special guests, community artists, cosplay. The kids love cosplay these days. And even more. There'll be exclusive reveals, meet and greets with Rooster Teeth talent, and I said talent in quotes, and special merch available only during the event. That part's actually pretty cool. We're changing up how the convention feels this year, and it's going to be awesome. Imagine a mini Epcot-style convention center show floor with different attractions and activations from your favorite Rooster Teeth brands, all wrapped up in a summer camp theme, except unlike Epcot, we're not trying to teach you anything. It is the summer camp for indoor kids with Face Jam's Rat and Grackle Pub, the Red Web Escape Room, and a face museum that has to be seen to be believed. Also, Achieve 100 Mini Golf is making an appearance, and even more cool stuff to do that we're saving for the attendees to experience. I can't even tell you about it. Thanks for listening to me get very excited about RTX. We are looking forward to meeting all of you there, so head on over to www.rtxaustin.com. That's www.rtxaustin.com to get more information about the event and to buy your badge, and a badge for your friend, and maybe a badge for your coworker, maybe a badge for an acquaintance who you would like to be a friend. Badge, badge, badge. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. I don't know about you, but as a parent and then also as the co-founder of a company, I spend a lot of time caring and loving and worrying about other people. And I think as tends to be the case as we get older in life and our loved ones get older on both ends of the dial there, kids and parents, and life gets more complicated, you find, I think, less time to kind of focus on you because you're so busy worried about, saving for the kids' college or making sure that your mom's doing all right, all the way over there in Alabama by herself, and that's why it's really easy to get caught up in what everyone else needs from you, because people need stuff from you, and you're important to them, and they're important to you, and that's kind of how the symbiosis of life works. But it makes it hard sometimes for you to take a moment to think about what you really need for yourself. Like for me, I've learned that I need a certain amount of time to myself every day to go for a walk or to bike ride. I've been experimenting with running. It's not going great, but just to kind of clear my head and kind of give me a moment to kind of focus and ground. And also, I need therapy. Every week of my life, I need therapy, and I make sure to get it. It's something you got to watch out for, because when you spend all of your time giving, it can leave you feeling stretched thin and burned out. And if you don't have time and energy for you and what you need, how are you supposed to take care of those around you? Therapy can give you the tools to find more balance in your life so that you can keep supporting others without leaving yourself behind. Because once again, if you can't take care of your needs first, then you're going to fall flat everywhere else, and you're not going to be able to take care of the needs of others and the people that matter to you most. I've been in therapy, well, about as long as I can remember at this point, and I don't know what I would do without it. It's become like this kind of sacrosanct, perfect hour in the week where I can kind of go into a bubble and just kind of process and think about the problems in my life, think about the issues, think about, the things that are nagging me from the past, and work through it with someone who understands me and who is an unbiased, non-judgmental ear, who just kind of helps me navigate these things. And it's become invaluable to me. I don't know what I would do without it. So if you're thinking about maybe taking some time for you, maybe to talk to somebody who isn't already embroiled in your life, like a friend or family member, somebody who's kind of on the outside, who is completely unbiased and who can listen with a critical ear and a kind ear, maybe give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. So just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and then you can switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Your first therapist might not actually be the perfect therapist for you. I've seen a few over the years, and it's sometimes it takes a while to find the person who just kind of matches who you are and what you need. So find more balance with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/face today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/face. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Go to BetterHelp.com/face to get 10% off your first month. Hey, can I ask you guys' opinion on something?
Of course.
I got into a disagreement with Eric a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Then I want to tell you guys about how I face myself. I've been meaning to tell you guys this for 2 months. But I got into a disagreement with Eric the other day, and I wanted to see how you guys felt about it. And I bet Eric doesn't even know what I'm talking about. But I was at RT to film something. I think I was doing promos or something. And I realized right as we were about to go that I had to pee. And Eric was like, well, let's just go pee and come back and we'll do it. And I was like, no, I'd rather do it having to pee, because the immediacy of needing to pee will make me sharper and better, because I'll do it first take because I have the impetus to pee. So peeing, needing to pee makes you a better performer. And he said I was an idiot.
No, not at all.
I get what you're saying, but I think in the context of what we were gonna film, it was that's not what I'm not looking for that. Just
but you
pee.
said needing to pee doesn't make you better at stuff. You told me that, and I think
I think I get what you're coming with with the energy, but I don't think I'm getting a better performance from you because you need to go pee.
Oh, I disagree.
So you don't think it works the same way as Icy Hot?
Right. Which I don't know if that made us better performers all around, but so jury's still out maybe on the Icy Hot also. If you have to pee and you do Icy Hot, are you at peak level? Or
no? Well, listen, if you're doing the Icy Hot and you have to pee, that's a very dangerous hand situation you got going on. There's other factors you need to worry about.
Yeah.
I would also say that's a scenario for pissing your pants.
I could see how that could go terribly wrong.
What? What do you mean by that?
Just because I'm clenching and wriggling around, and my little
I
piss
see.
might
Okay.
come out.
And your focus is split. It's split between having to pee, the pain of the Icy Hot, and whatever you're trying to focus on. That's dangerous.
That is a great point.
That being said, if you can pull it off without pissing your pants, it'll probably be the best performance of your life.
I think it becomes more impressive. The performance, even if it's not the best, when you hear that guy was dealing with Icy Hot and had to pee, it's holy shit.
Dude, that guy had Icy Hot all over his balls, and he had to pee so bad the whole time.
Daniel Day-Lewis filmed the entire film needing to pee with Icy Hot all over his body.
That's how they
Give him
filmed
6
the
Oscars.
Scorsese movie. They just had DiCaprio with Icy Hot balls needing to pee.
I heard that's why Revenant's so good.
What do you think makes more of an impact, needing to pee or needing to poo?
Pee.
Pee. I can
for
hold
sure.
I can hold
Yeah.
a poo forever. Yeah, pee for sure.
Yeah, I feel like a poo can retreat a little.
Yeah, I feel like you've got more leeway with a poo.
Yeah, but piss is piss. That's going nowhere.
Yeah. And the older you get too, it's like there's no gentle ramp up of like, oh, I need to pee eventually. It's like when you hit your 40s, you're like, I need to pee, and I need to pee yesterday.
Then why did you hold it?
To get through, to do a
To
better
get
job
the-
for
yeah.
you because I wanted to do the best job possible.
Jeff is a clutch performer, and he just needed to set the stakes for him to have that clutch performance.
He keeps saying it's for me, and it's not for me.
It was all
this
for
is
you,
like
Eric.
RTX stuff, and it's not for me.
It was you the one that asked me to do it, and so I did it.
I agree with you completely, Jeff.
Do you have anything that makes you sweat that isn't heat related?
Yeah. This happened the other day. I was doing Face Jam social stuff with Nick, and we filmed. I mean, hopefully it's out by this time. We filmed with Kenny Omega from AEW and Paul Scheer from Human Giant.
Yeah.
And for some reason, it was fine all day. I had no problem, whatever. As soon as I started asking them questions, like performing to like ask them these questions, I was sweating so hard and I wasn't on camera. I
you
was
nervous?
behind the camera asking questions and I was just fucking sweating. I don't know why, but it was like really distinct. It stuck out to me and I just went, I'm soaked right now. Crazy.
I get soaked to the bone if I have to vomit. Like if I'm nauseous,
Oh,
I
that's a good
sweat
one.
like crazy. Yeah,
That's
that's the thing that comes to mind.
I had one the other day. I had as I get older, I'm the hairiest person I know, and it goes to new places. So I waxed the top part of my back, and it was so painful, and I just my entire body just filled with sweat. If I did like 5 wax strips on my back and then put a shirt on, I would soak right through it. I think nothing to do with heat.
Do you like pit out on shirts? Like, do you like, if you wear like a gray shirt, do you get like big sweat, like pit stains?
I think, well, yeah, if I'm like sat at a desk, I do.
Okay.
It depends on the deodorant.
I've been trying to get away. I don't know if we talked about this here. I've been trying to not be an antiperspirant guy and just being a deodorant guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you get
Same.
Alzheimer's, right?
Same.
It's like, it's hard. I can smell me sometimes and that's not good. And it's like, it's
I
tough.
feel like if you shower every day, though, it's rarer.
No.
I agree with Jeff. No.
Yeah, no. I've done the same thing for the exact same reasons, Eric, and it's really frustrating because antiperspirant deodorant is better deodorant than just deodorant.
It absolutely is.
It's
Yes.
weird, but I don't
Yeah.
use it anymore either. I just use deodorant now as well because I
Yep.
don't want to die or whatnot.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's fucking miserable. It really sucks.
Is that a real thing, or is that just something someone said once and everyone got scared?
Oh,
I
it's
think
very
it's
real.
that. I mean, I don't know that it's actually real. It's like aluminum in it or something. I don't
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a thing where like it can't be healthy for you to put something on to make you stop sweating that much, right?
Yeah.
It just can't be. So I'm just going like, I'll just do deodorant, and then it just feels like a gamble. It's like I wish I could carry deodorant with me and it wouldn't melt, and I would be fine, but it ain't
You
happening.
could
So
carry a can.
I don't think a can's gonna
Yeah,
be
I don't
like
think
it'd have to be like a very
can is-
small can.
Yeah. I don't think spray works as well as roll on.
Me neither. And it also makes me sticky.
Oh, interesting.
I
And
hate
plus
being
with
sticky.
spray, you get overspray, and then you like. I've noticed that sometimes with like if you're using like I don't know a hairspray or something too close to a wall, you lean your arm up against the wall, and you're like, why is it fucking sticky? Right.
I do want to keep talking about this. However, Jeff said that he's been waiting a month to tell us how he faced himself. So I need to hear that.
Oh, right.
Please.
It's not like a huge thing or anything. But the pandemic kind of fucked up how I consume entertainment, right? And so before the pandemic, I read incessantly. My kind of running goal in life was to read a book a week every week I did it for like a year, and then I did it the next year, and then I did it the next year, and then I just decided I'm just going to read a book a week for the rest of my life. And so I was on that path, and then the pandemic, I don't know what happened because suddenly we had all the time in the world and we were at home, but I just stopped reading and I couldn't force myself to read. I just couldn't fucking do it. I also stopped watching movies which is why I've been trying to get back into movies this year. Although I got to be honest with you, I watched like 5 movies already this year, and I am taking a break. I'm on a movie hiatus. It was too much. It was too much movie. I switched to music. I even have a little bit prepared for that. I doubt we'll get to it. We can do it some other time. But I'm on a movie hiatus because it was just God. But anyway, I was in the middle of reading a book that I was in love with, or I had just started a book that I was in love with by Franz Kafka called The Castle. And so I liked the world, and it's a real thinker. And so I liked like sitting and reading like 5 or 6 pages and then just kind of sitting with that for like a month or two. And I decided I'm just going to take as long as feels natural to read this book. And so it took me about 3 years. And it's not a long book. I was sometimes I'd go like 2 months without reading it, and then I'd read a page, just like whatever felt right. And then in early this year, like around January, I thought, this is taking too long. I got to finish this fucking book and move on with my life. I got to get past it. And so I sat down and I finished like the last third of the book to discover, and I thought, it's no big deal because I'm just going to finish the book and I will have this, like, it'll be a 3-year-long story for me, but I really digested this story and thought about this character Kay and all the scenarios, and it's a fascinating, complicated book. And I finished this fucking book, and I didn't realize that Kafka died before he finished it. So the book ends mid-sentence.
No.
The last sentence in the book is literally, she held out her trembling hand to Kay and had him sit down beside her. She spoke with great difficulty. Sorry, let me just take that again because I had fucking. She held out her trembling hand
like
to
you
Kay.
died up mid-sentence.
Yeah, I did. I had to swallow. She held out her trembling hand to Kay and had him sit down beside her. She spoke with great difficulty. It is hard to understand her, but what she said.
No.
And that's where it ended. That's where he died.
No.
I spent 3 years
Oh my
taking my
God.
time to get the resolution of a story that I absolutely fucking loved, only to find out that he never finished it because he fucking died. That is the
God.
biggest, like, most unsatisfying end to a thing I have ever experienced in my life.
And it just happened to be the one book that you wanted to spend years reading. That's unbelievable.
I didn't even want to spend years reading. It just kind of worked out that way because, like, fucking the pandemic broke my ability to read or whatever. And I thought, fine, I'm enjoying this. Why force it? Why push it? Let me enjoy it at this new pace. Maybe this is just how I read now. And by the way, I've read like 2 books since then, since I finished this fucking Kafka book. But god damn, dude, do you know how fucking... That's like jacking off for 3 straight years and then deciding not to jizz. It is such a waste. Oh, it was brutal.
Do you think that's the bluest your balls have ever been?
It is the hardest anybody has ever edged in their life.
So wait, so is there like a disclaimer saying that he died there, or is it just? And that's
It's all over the internet if you read about it. Yeah.
No, but within
I
the
didn't do
book
any
itself,
research
there's-
on the book. No, I don't think so. It just starts when you read it.
Man.
How do you like not finish the sentence?
Oh.
Did he die with the pen in his hand?
I read about it afterward, and he was close to death when he was writing it, and he was in failing health. And the book was the book was stressing him out, and he couldn't. He quit. He decided he just couldn't fucking. It was too
I
much
see.
for him, and then he died before he got healthy enough to finish it or figure out the problem. And so I just, for the rest of my life, I don't get to know if he ever got to the goddamn castle or not. I'm guessing not, but I would love to have known.
How, like, within the context of the story, it's pretty far into the book? Like,
Yeah,
it's near the end. Like, he got right to the end. And then
One
just
would
is like,
assume
I can't.
it's pretty near the end, yeah.
Wow.
I would say it's somewhere between 65 and 95% of the way through the story. Like, you don't really know,
Holy shit.
but you get the impression, yeah. Yeah, frankly, my dear, dead. That's funny.
Yeah, I wonder what the worst sentence would be to end halfway through.
Oh my god. I'd be like, and the paternity test reveals. So anyway, I fucked myself slowly over 3 years with that one. That's definitely my current biggest, most frustrating face.
What was the experience of in the moment when that happened? Like, it just stopped. Did you think there was an issue with the
Disbelief.
book? Like, what was
no,
the thought?
I knew instantly what happened. utter disbelief. And I just sat there. I thought about it for a while. I was bummed, dude.
I can just imagine you closing the last page and like looking behind it and shutting the book and being like,
Yeah.
surely got to be. And they stuck together.
I was at a coffee shop and I just like put the book down and I just fucking was bummed. I just went to my phone and started reading about what the fuck was going on. Yeah.
It'd be really, really slow and rare, but I would love to see a compilation of people finishing that book.
Yeah.
Like not knowing that that's what happened.
Oh, sucks so bad. It's a really good story too if you like slow ponderous things. But goddamn. Yeah, don't go into it looking for a resolution because you won't fucking get it. Although
crazy.
I think the point of the book is that there wouldn't have been a resolution to his problem anyway. It's kind of the whole book is about like bureaucracy and red tape.
Okay.
But I mean that's like it's just ridiculous.
Should we end our cookbook mid-sentence?
I got some other ideas for a cookbook.
Okay.
I want to play a game with you guys actually, but I haven't quite worked it out yet. But it's to create. I want to create two things for the cookbook. I want to create a Mad Lib for the cookbook so that you can kind of like create your own recipe. And then I want to bundle together a bunch of ingredients that I have you guys get. And then it's like a word jumble and you can like you try to make your own recipe from the ingredients that we give you. And it's like what can you make with these ingredients? And
Yeah.
But I've started to like segment it out, but I want to make sure I cover all the bases so that you can build a complete meal out of it. Yeah. So
do we have pictures?
We'll do
in the
that
book?
later. Not yet. We will.
Yeah.
Have you seen the book yet, Geoff?
No.
I can send it to you. It's there's some art in it right now, some drawings.
Oh, okay.
But there will be. I'm personally gonna do the photography for it. So
That's great.
Wow, that's so great.
I'm very excited. I've
Are you
already
gonna
been
do
buying
it like old Geoff or new Geoff?
I've been buying backdrops off Amazon and stuff. I'm gonna do it really well. I have some very, very strong opinions on how I want to do how the photography to look. So I've decided I'm just gonna do it. I might incorporate Wes's help a little bit or somebody else, but yeah, I'm gonna try to tackle it myself.
Have you looked at any other non-chef cookbooks to see how we compete at all? Any worry of intimidation?
No, I don't want to be influenced by other people's bullshit.
That's fair. I'm just, we're in a tough market. We got to go up against the like Boston Rob cookbook. I'm trying to think of other people that aren't chefs.
The Star Wars cookbook, stuff like that. I have supreme confidence in what we're creating. If anything, I'm a little too confident.
I like it.
Is there a scrumping section? Like if you have an excess of apples?
No, but I'll say this. Feel free to write anything you want to add into the cookbook. It's not too late. Like we got pages and pages we can fill. Like it's about 40 pages right now, but it could be whatever we want it to be.
That's pretty good for a cookbook.
Yeah, that's not bad.
For at least our cookbook. For us not being qualified at all to make a cookbook, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I agree. And it's all stuff from the I mean, I made the only thing that's not in the episodes is Nick Not Nick's recipe that you did. Nick not that Nick or whatever. And then I went ahead and I don't know. Do you want to explain that, Andrew?
Sure. My grandpa's name was Nick, and he had a family recipe that we used all the time called Nick's Chicken. So I submitted as Nick Not That Nick's Chicken.
Okay. I don't know what was going on.
And then I went ahead and created a recipe for boiled peanuts just because I talk about them all the time. So I figured I'd throw that in as an extra. But everything else is something that has been on the show or we've made on the show so far.
I'm excited. I like the idea of trying to put together something if you just give us a bunch of ingredients. As somebody who, I'm a big recipe guy, I think whatever I make would be a monstrosity, to be completely honest, whatever you threw together. Also reminds me of a kid's show, which would have been like, I don't remember, this may have been a Canadian thing. If somebody remembers this, I'd love to know what it was called. There's a kid's show where like, it was on YTV and there'd be all these like balls and nets and stuff. And the kids had to grab as many items as they could and then create a game out of the stuff they grabbed. And then they'd pick like what the best game was. And I think the idea was like you at home would then grab those items and then recreate the game if you wanted to. So I like a food version of this.
That's a
bad.
really cool idea.
It's going to be terrible, whatever I make. What about, do you feel confident, Gavin, if you just got a bunch of ingredients that you could make something good?
I mean, are they going to be like complementary ingredients?
It's literally going to be like, the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to go, okay, guys, and let's build this out. Andrew, name a cooking method. Gavin, name a spice. Eric, name a sauce.
So it's going to be a shit
Nick,
show.
name a
Oh,
starch.
it's gonna be so bad.
Yeah, and then we'll just throw it all together. And I like
Name a
activities. I feel like
starch.
I feel like books should have activities. Like it could be rice, could be potatoes, could be new potatoes, could be sweet potatoes. You know, it's like
Yeah.
there's a lot of options.
That sounds great.
No, I don't have confidence that I could make anything good.
I feel like us doing the condiments just has like made my confidence even less. Like that was an attempt of thinking I thought I knew how to do something. It was terrible. It's gonna be a disaster.
Nick's was great though.
It was.
Look for this disaster, and I believe the holidays is when we're trying to get this cookbook out by.
You think anyone has accidentally killed somebody and they don't know it?
Oh, definitely.
Like in their sleep? Like did something in their sleep?
Oh, in their sleep?
Like sleepwalking? Like
Like a
murder?
sleepwalking thing. Yeah, I don't know. Like, let's say I was thinking about like if somebody's walking around today that killed someone, but they have no concept that they did it. Like accidentally. It's a complete accident.
Like mixed up ingredients in something and then left, and then the person drank it and then they died and nobody figured out how they died or why.
Yeah, but I guess also like then not having an awareness of, I was thinking like in a tower, like let's say there's a tower guard, right? And he's sleeping and then he knocked over like a baseball or something and it fell and it hit a bird and then that bird hit a car and then that car hit somebody. You never trace that to you.
Mm-hmm.
Just the premise of if there's somebody, the idea of that you could somehow kill somebody and have no concept of it is very
It's
odd.
like a murderous butterfly effect.
Sort of, yeah.
Like you bump
Exactly.
into somebody and then they drop their stuff, but you're in a hurry, so you keep running. And then while they're picking up all their stuff, somebody comes by because they doesn't see them and like runs over their head or something.
That has to have happened. Like with
I
someone,
bet it happens every
right?
day.
You think every day? You think it's that common? It's crazy.
People are fragile. It's
I
really
think
easy
playing.
to die.
I was thinking about it with Sherlock Holmes. I think of like trying to solve a case of like the idea of capturing or like arresting someone that had no idea that they did what they did. It just is such a strange, or just like being told, like that's such a consequential thing. Anyway,
I remember sort of coming down a steep hill. It was like a rocky, almost like a cliff thing, and it was like a bunch of loose slate. And I just started a huge rock slide by accident, and I was like slipping down on it. I had to like dive to the side, and a bunch
my
of
God.
slate went over the edge. And I was like, "Shit! If someone's walking below that, they would definitely die."
oh my god,
But yeah, it was just there was nothing below it.
All right. How about this? In a percentage of 0 to 100, what is the percentage chance, Andrew, that you have already killed somebody and you just don't know it? Do you think? Just go through your life.
very low. I'd say.
Well, we've got the Skittles, the stolen Skittles.
the Skittles.
What was it? Was it Skittles or some
No.
stolen candy?
I stole a can. Yeah, I think it was like an Aero bar. Or
No,
one
you
I
had
touched.
you had candy on your that somebody stole from you.
Yeah, from the front. I thought you meant when I ran out of the store with the thing. I talked about that recently. Not the Skittles.
Oh.
I shot, there was a thing where we had, like those potato cannon things?
Yeah.
We had one of those, and I used to live in a place that had like a hill and you couldn't see over the hill. It went to like the forest type thing, and we're shooting it. And I shot it, and it hit. It sounded like it hit it like a deer. So it was like, and then we stopped doing it. But I think that was an animal, and I don't think that animal died. But I think I hit an animal with a potato once. That's probably the closest.
Imagine finding a deer with like a supersonic potato lodged in its ribcage.
I think so. It was like you'd shoot hairspray into this pipe, and then it would launch somehow. I was very little when this happened. I don't really remember the specifics.
Man, you just reminded me of a fucking oh boy.
Oh,
You just reminded me of a story from high school I haven't thought about for a very long
Oh
time.
no!
Oh, yes.
What did you
Oh
do?
man, there was this kid on my street who got a 22 for Christmas. I grew up in Alabama a lot. Well, most of Louisiana, Alabama, Florida, so deep south.
People always
Lot of-
talk
lot
about
of guns.
22 like it's like a BB gun or something. It's a full blown gun.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't referring to it as a BB gun at all. I was
No, I
referring
just
to
feel
it
like
as a
whenever I hear
22,
it, it's
which is
like
what it is.
people are like, oh, when I was a kid, I had a little 22. It's like that's a firearm.
The fucking kids in Alabama get guns at like 4. Like it's a
Goddamn.
part of your childhood, dude. So anyway, one of the kids on my street when I was like maybe 9th grade got a 22 for Christmas, and he invited me and 2 other kids over to shoot it with him, and he just put up a bunch of like Coke cans or beer cans or something on the fence in his backyard, and he lived like his backyard backed up into the woods, and we used to play in these woods, we used to run around, we used to build forts in these woods. Like they're deep woods. But I didn't know this, I know this now. A 22 round travels pretty fucking far. And so we were just shooting cans, and then I went home, and I think he and the other kids kept shooting cans. And the next, or later that night, actually, a fucking cop knocked on my front door, and I answered the door, and I was like, my mom and I answered the door, and I was like, yes, sir. And he goes, were you at so-and-so's house earlier today? And I was like, yes. And he goes, were you shooting a 22? And I was like, yeah, I'm sorry. Is that a problem? We were just shooting cans in the backyard. And he's like, don't do that again. And I was like, okay. Well, I was like, it's not my gun. I was like, I barely shot it. I only shot it like 3 times. They were, I'm not a big gun guy. They were way more into it. Why? And he goes, there's an apartment complex on the other side of those woods. You idiot.
My God.
And you guys shot up. You guys shot up an apartment complex.
Oh my God. How did it take us 154 episodes to get to I shot up an apartment complex?
Oh my God.
I don't know. I guess it never came up.
Holy shit.
Oh my God.
Nobody was injured, and I did not get in trouble. The cop just said
Oh my
the cop just
God.
said be safer next time, and that was all I
Jesus
ever heard of it
Christ.
again.
Good Lord.
And that kid who got the 22 for Christmas, like he didn't have a dad or anything, so he didn't get in trouble either. Like his mom didn't care.
Oh my God.
She just told him not to do it again. And so like he started, what he did was he started putting the cans on the ground, shooting down. So he started shooting down. But yeah,
Holy fuck.
any one of us could have very clearly ended somebody else's and our lives. And that's why one of the main reasons I don't fucking like guns. Because even if you're a dumb kid, but you think you're being safe, shooting into deep woods that you know very well,
Yeah.
because you spent your entire childhood traipsing back there, and you know nobody else on earth is back in those woods, and they go forever, you'd be surprised.
I think that's what's scary about it to me is that the what you had happen, which is a cop knocks on your door and then you continue living your life, and spending 25 years in prison feel like the exact same thing when you're doing it. Like the what you experienced would have been the same in both results.
Yeah.
Whether you killed someone or the fact that you didn't, it's just so scary to think about.
Also, can you imagine in 2023 a couple of teenage kids doing that and not getting in trouble?
No.
Yeah.
I'd love to know the extent of the damage. Like, where did the bullets go? Like, would somebody in their living room and then bullets just started whizzing? What?
I don't think it was. I think it maybe like 1 or 2 bullets like hit the outside of an apartment complex or something.
Okay.
Nobody was injured. The cop, like I said, the guy didn't even yell at me really. He was just like, be more careful, you know? And my mom was like, holy shit, you stay away from guns. And I was like, yeah, of course. And then I had the incident where the shotgun went off in my hands in my living room or in my bedroom. I think I've told you guys that story before. And I fucking hate guns. And then I joined the army and hated guns in the army.
It's crazy.
That's insane. That's such an American upbringing.
I like you said. What episode is this? 154? 5?
154.
Where are we?
154.
154. The fact it took us 154 episodes to get to that. Do you think if somebody who lived in that apartment building had a podcast, it would take them 154 episodes to get the reverse side of that story?
No, that'd be episode 1.
Yeah,
Yeah, my apartment shop. I walked
three,
outside, my
for sure.
apartment complex was just getting shot up out of nowhere.
It's like age and perspective are fucking terrible. Because if I would have told that story 10 years ago, I would have felt differently about it. If I told it 20 years ago, I would have felt very differently about it. Now, I want to throw up telling the story. It's so upsetting to me, you know? Like, I just feel like you can, like, at 47, I can draw out the line and see the real consequences and think about how differently my life could have gone, how differently some poor, innocent person's life could have gone, you know?
Yeah.
And it makes me not want to look back anymore. Because, like, you often, like, land on something and you're like, oh, fuck. I think that very differently about that memory now.
That must happen more and more to people who live really long lives. Like you must, like
Yeah.
people who are like 95 must be like, wow, I really magooed my way through this somehow. I don't know. How did nothing happen?
So I'd say the chance that I killed somebody unintentionally in the past is like 50-50.
Wow.
Just because I grew up doing dumb shit in the
Yeah.
South where it was expected and encouraged,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
That's fair. What an episode.
Love it.
Profound. Cars, our sunset seasons.
We're about to take a huge break.
We are 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, we're taking 2 weeks off. So
Yeah,
I'll miss you
okay.
guys terribly.
There's going to be a lot of morning thoughts when you come back.
Yeah.
I'm going to have my back measured.
Oh, you still
right,
didn't
we gotta
measure your
measure our
back?
back.
I still did. We went right into the second. I was going to do it between episodes. We went right into it.
Do it now.
I can't do it. I don't trust it now.
What do you mean? It
I
can't
think
be more wrong
everybody-
than Eric.
No, I'm right.
That's
I got the
true.
longest back. Thank you guys so much for listening to
That's true.
episode 154 of the Face podcast. I have the longest back, and that's very important.
You're
Come
a
see my
fool.
long back at RTX, July 7th through 9th, rtxaustin.com to get your tickets. You can see my long back and other oddities at the Face Museum.
Buy a Falcon sign.
Yeah.
That's probably out, right?
Yeah, probably. That Slack channel gives me a fucking headache.
I
I
don't
can't
want
spend
to.
I can't spend too much time in the Face merch Slack channel. It makes me sick
Why is that?
because it's just numbers and images. It
Yeah.
feels like a fever dream. It's just faces stretched and sprawled with dates that feel never ending. It is. I can't do it.
It is. It's like a collection of dangling bits.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's fucking
Speaking of,
weird.
we got a pretty fucking cool shirt Tony just designed.
Oh yeah. We got some good stuff coming.
Can we
excited
start a calendar that's our release schedule and we can make it easy to see which weeks have gaps that we can throw out a Condor Man or a draft or some shit? Because I feel like we just sit on stuff and then we have empty weeks.
Yep.
I bet that schedule exists and we just don't look at it.
Oh, it absolutely doesn't.
Oh, okay.
It's just me and Nick going, okay, what thing is done? Where can this go so it's not stepping on other stuff? And then we work with Brendan.
Someone
but
was
we have a
saying
lot
that
of
all
stuff
of
done. So
all of the YouTube content like helped one of the episodes or some shit.
what?
You see that, Geoff? Like Hannah was talking about it. It was posted in the AH channel.
Are we
I'm not
still?
in that.
Is
I'm
this
not
still
in
the
that.
episode?
When was that?
No.
Wait, do we wrap? When did we wrap?
Yeah, didn't we?
Oh,
No.
okay. Hey, thanks for listening.
Oh,
we'll see
shit.
you guys next
That
week.
was it?
Be sure to watch
what
the
to tell
videos
you.
on YouTube. It
Well,
helps.
did you
The,
stop
it helps the
recording?
podcast. Apparently,
Yeah, let Hannah know that you're watching these videos on YouTube. It helps.
they really are good. We'd really appreciate it. Thanks. Okay,
I'm so
bye.
confused.
Was that recorded? That was the episode?
Yes.
Of course. Did you fucking hit stop?
Well, in my brain, I did.
never.
Okay, so the answer's no.
Oh, yeah, no.
Okay.
And
All right.
end.
Cut.
Hey guys, Major League fan Jack here with a look at next week's episode of Face. The backlinks are back. It's Animated Andrew. Gavin enters the simulation. The boys are moving to the Conch Republic. Corridor beat us to the punch. Who won the draft? And once again, Andrew does not eat the pencil. All that and more on next week's episode of Face.